now? Yeah. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS with my guests. Duff McKagan Shooter Jennings.
Hello, Steve.
Howdy.
How are you?
Good, Steve. Thank you.
It's great to have you here, Duff.
It's good to be here, Steve Jones.
Hey, look, I got some liner notes.
You want us to do them now?
No. You know. Just announced Duff's new solo album, Tenderness, to be released May 31st. I'm giving you some information.
There it is.
Because you don't know, right?
It's being released May 31st.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now available for pre-order. Produced by Grammy winner Shooter Jennings. The new song's Chip Away, released today. We're going to play that a little later.
Yeah.
Live.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. We did the sound check. We're going to do 3 songs later on.
Steve, this is our first show ever.
I know, man. You nervous?
Well, I'm nervous.
I would be.
I mean, it's such a kind of controlled environment. It's on the radio. It's getting taped. It's kind of forever. You play a couple gigs. It doesn't matter if you mess up the lyrics. You get comfortable.
Yeah.
So if I mess up a couple lyrics today, probably nobody really know because the record's not out. Okay, thank you. I needed that. Are you going to stay seated right there? I need that guy.
You'll be good. You'll be good once we get going. It's just that initial minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shooter. How long did it? So it's a full-length album, right?
Yes, sir.
How long did it take? Did you do it Did you do it all at once, or was it over bits and bobs time?
It was a bunch of time. I mean, honestly, we started in what month was it last year? Was it like March?
You know what? I don't even know.
I think it was March or April or something, and we got together and we started. He had a bunch of songs that he had written, and then he had a bunch of ideas that he'd started, and he started coming over to my house, and I have like a little electric piano at the house, and I sat there with him and the acoustic, and we worked out those tunes for probably like 15, 20 times.
You think?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe 10. I don't know. You came over a bunch of days during the day. It was like I dropped my kids off at school, 10 o'clock. He'd be there. We'd work till 1, 9 or 10, till 1, and then do that all the time until we worked through like 20, 22, 23 songs. And then we started going in the studio. It actually started, though. We recorded 2 songs first to kind of just test the water, I think, on it that he had written. And we did those 2. And then he started coming over and we started working on all these other songs. Kind of just got arrangements for them. And then over the next 4 months, we went in whenever our tour schedules aligned. He was going all over the place. So when he'd be in, we did 4 days where the AC was out, and in the middle of the summer, it was 110 degrees outside, and he's sweating, and he had a meat locker. He sang, like the place we recorded used to be a market, and it literally had a meat locker that was converted to a vocal booth. And
that was my room.
Yeah, that was his room. The album cover is taken inside the meat locker, the picture, but he was in there just dripping in sweat, because it was so hot outside. So we did 4 days then, and then we did like another run of like 7 or 8 days or something.
Yeah, I just, the thing is, I don't remember it really taking very long, like the times going up to Shooter's house. He has little kids, and I remember that, right? Like, okay, I got to adhere to his little kid schedule. He's got to take him to school. I'll shoot up there, be there by 10. We'll get a couple hours. We'll do what we can do. And the ideas for these songs were originally ideas for kind of things I was going to write for possibly a 3rd book.
Yeah.
Observations I made while traveling, not observations of Guns N' Roses, but of the actual things I was seeing. And very interesting time, inarguably, in all of our history, the last 2.5 years. Other 2.5 years we were on tour, without comment, really, just observing and writing columns for Seattle Weekly. For 5 years, I really became an observationalist more than like, oh, look at that. I would stand back and look.
Yeah. You were. What's the bloody word?
I don't know.
There was an awareness. You were checking out stuff, just looking at how the rest of the world functions. All the poverty in places, nice people.
I think there's just with everything that you see going. I would sometimes get back, like a lot of times I didn't get the cable news you see in America, like,
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of times. And I don't check Twitter like when I'm on tour. I just post something, sound check, you know.
Yeah.
And man, I got to tell you, life is a lot cooler that way. You know, I'd get back to where the news station, they're just screaming and yelling, and it's like 3 different things and panels on there and all of this, and it makes you feel like there's a divide. And me traveling without that stuff and talking to people and going places, I really realized there's not that divide, and there's kind of 2 different things going on. And I wrote about it. That's what in this record, Shooter was so great at kind of getting that whole method of the record and the lyric writing, and used his band. And one of my most favorite musical experiences was recording this record with Shooter.
Well, it's great, man. I love the approach, the vibe of it. You know, I mean, you've done the Johnny Thunder song.
Yeah.
Arms Around a Memory. It's a continuation. To me, it's like that.
It is.
But more.
It really is. It's that. I mean, we know Que Sera Sera, that record, the Johnny Thunder's record, and it is. That's my theme. Shooter turned me onto a Willie Nelson record, Phases and Stages, while we were making this.
Yeah.
And it's a concept record about his divorce, and this is sort of a concept record we just made in a way.
Yeah.
And we listened to it. I listened to it. I was gone, and that's kind of the only maybe country reference I had.
Yeah.
But the rest was like Thunders, as you said.
Yeah.
That HBO documentary on Elvis,
Yeah.
the gospel era, really intrigued me.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just one chord.
Yeah.
And he's singing a melody. That's the whole song. It's G major, you know?
Great American Trilogy.
Yeah.
The Great American Trilogy. And
Is that
all
what it
stuff.
was?
Well, I mean, that song and it's on there.
Well, you're going to take it on the road. This
We are.
the Duff McKagan experience.
Yeah. It'd be awesome if the record was about observations about Guns N' Roses. That'd be hilarious if it was like about Slash in his daytime and like, like you said. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
I mean,
I'm not the comedian here.
You've been all over the world.
If it was about Slash, it would just be about playing guitar from morning till night.
No, I'm not talking.
What? Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Sorry. We're having a conversation.
Whatever. I can't even remember what I said now.
We're taking it on tour. That's what you said.
No, I was going to say something deep, but everyone's bored with deepness.
Right. Steve.
Catch the river.
No, I mean, like, you really see it when you see all these other countries. You're kind of in a bubble in LA, and you physically don't know what's going on really in the rest of the world, other than the bull on TV, what agenda they want to whoop on you, because they need ratings too. So they've got to make it dramatic, and everyone wants to kill each other. But my point is when you are in these obscure countries, you're saying that ain't the vibe. People are kind of at
Not even the vibe here, man. It's
Yeah.
just the same old thing. Like when I started playing punk rock in the late 70s, I think as a young teenage, all the people I was around, we were like, F the man. And we could see it clearly.
Yeah.
The man always tries to divide you, and like there's lobbyists and there's all that stuff here in America, right?
Yeah.
The lobby thing is just massive. And I read so much history that I see like repeating things.
Same thing.
Right? It's,
Yeah.
well, this thing's repeating again.
Yeah.
It's in this book.
Yeah.
It's right here. It's happened to Grant, in 1867.
The difference is you got all the internet now, and everyone knows everything in the next second of every minute.
You can really tell who's glued to the internet, like just by talking to them.
Yeah.
Who's glued to the internet, and we throw out these terms now, like elites and lefties and extreme right and all this. I just hate all those labels, because you go and talk to somebody and they're not a lefty or an extreme right or an elitist. I don't know what that is. A friend of mine who has been sober for a long time, old punk rock guy, ended up with nothing.
Yeah.
But built a business up on his own, builds houses in Seattle, and we went to have a coffee. He's my age, and he goes, we're the elites they're talking about. I'm like, they don't know my story. I did this on my own. You know, I didn't get it handed to me. He goes, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You make over $100,000 a year. You live on the West Coast. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're one of the elite. We're and if you knew the other guy, like we're the farthest thing from it. But it's just how easy we start labeling each other and fall into it. And going out there and traveling as much as I do and getting out and talking to people, it's just not. It's not fucking true.
No.
Sorry about that.
But
Catch that one, shovel.
Press the button.
I had to use the word.
He can't push it. But on the Jordan's got it. On the other hand, I do feel that the screw's getting tighter. There's more people with nothing. They're getting desperate. I think there's more crime. I don't think that's a news thing. I think that's a reality. There's more homeless people everywhere. Yeah. Tents everywhere.
There's a song about
it's going in a direction, and my question is, if it's a question, how long can that go on? It ain't going to go back to happy days. It's only going to go that way. You have a thought on that? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, I mean I see happy days on the horizon all the time.
You do?
Honestly, yeah. I think it's all like you said. You get caught up in what's going on and what everybody's saying right now. It's easy to feel like misery. And yes, there are problems in the world that need to be fixed, and the homeless thing and all that. You know, here we see that a lot at the moment. But like, I feel like that you know. What I love about this record is that it's not a critical record. It's a record that offers a positive solution by kind of disconnecting a little bit. And I think that the lyrics and everything are very positive, and that's, I think, what you need. I think good music makes people happy. I think that when people know that people still care enough to make good records, that should be enough hope for people to say, hey, things are going to be okay for a while. It's like once people stop caring, then that's when you really...
I love running into nice people. You know what I mean? I do. It's
Me
like,
too.
You see some humanity, you're like, oh, okay. You know, because you're bombarded with like angry, you know.
And it, you know, so again, on the sides of the tour Guns N' Roses just did.
Yeah.
You know, nobody checks, like 9/11, nobody checked who you voted for. Everybody just came together and helped.
Yeah.
Right? When there's a hurricane in Houston, nobody checked who you voted for.
Yeah.
Everybody came together and helped. The fires in California, New Orleans, I could go on and on. We come together, and that's the America I know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the one I choose to believe we are. And our gigs, man, are massive, and nobody, you know, music is such a uniting thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about all the stuff that's outside of that place. And they're just coming to rock, and we're there to rock. And I look out in the crowd, and I'm like, you know, when you assume you're the most interesting person in the crowd, you're wrong. You know, in the room, the most interesting person in the room, there's always somebody with some amazing story, and I found that out too.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I got my daughters, man, and I think it's good for them. I would like to be a dad who did something to contribute to the future for them. You know?
You're a good dude, Duff.
Whatever.
Very good.
He is.
Very good.
I don't want to make him blush, but I love you.
Thank you. I love you too, Steve.
We're going to play some music. We're going to talk about dodgy lyrics. We're going to play a Neurotic Outsiders song called Good News. This is when me and Duff had a band together, and this is the one with you on vocal.
I'm singing your lyrics.
Yeah.
So if there's a swear word in there, it's your word.
It's not, but it does mention
Cox.
something like that.
Yeah.
Dicks or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Well, let's check it out.
Okay.
Get your finger on the button. Shooter Jennings, Duff McKagan, Jonesy's Jukebox. Take it away. Yes, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Give me a Slim Jim. Come on, Jonesy. Oh, yeah, rock and roll. Wow, give myself a heart attack. That was Waylon Jennings' song your dad wrote.
Yep.
And that was performed by a band called Checkered Past that I was in.
Yes.
Tony Sales, Glenn Burke from Blondie, Nigel Harrison from Blondie, Michael DeBar's on vocals, and we did an album, and we decided to do that. But you had a cassette of that.
That's right. A woman named Nikki Mitchell that worked for my dad years ago, who since has passed away, she gave me a cassette of that. It said, with her handwriting, said, "Checkered Past, are you sure Hank done it this way?" Because when I was younger, I mean, she was just like, "Hey, check out this cool band that did this." I did not know it was you or anything until I was on your show recently.
That's why.
And I was like, after which I found the cassette, so I still have it with her handwriting. But I remember listening to it. I was telling him, it was like, I was a big MTV kid and into a lot of rock and roll, and I, of course, love my dad's music, but like anytime the global rock community would like bend towards my dad's stuff, I'd get very excited because I was like, I felt like, oh, you know, they can be intertwined to some degree or something, you know, and so that was such a shock when you told me that on the air, essentially that was the record I'd been listening to forever. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
Duff, what did you think of hearing Good News after?
It's been a while. I know the guitar solo.
You did. You got that down.
I air guitared that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a great solo by Steve Jones. I mean, it's a great record. Every time I hear it, like on your show or something, harkens back to a cool time. I just got sober. You actually were the first guy. I didn't think I'd be able to play live again.
Yeah.
I thought, at least I'm sober, but I'm not going to be able to play shows anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, with Steve Jones, especially how I grew up, he is my guitar guy. And you know, when Steve Jones calls you and says, "Let's do a gig at the Viper Room," and I told him, I don't know if I can play, and he said, "Oh, you can do it. It's fine. Come on." And having this guy that I really looked up to and still do say I'd be all right really helped a lot. And that Neurotic Outsiders. So that always reminds me of kind of breaking through.
Yeah.
You know, some sticky film that was wrapped around me.
Yeah. I remember the first time I got sober. I thought, there's no way I can get on a stage. I got to at least have a beer or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seemed impossible.
Yeah, I didn't know if I didn't think I could do it.
Yeah.
And we did that first show, and you were, you know, next to me, and John Taylor too,
So,
and I think everybody in the band at the time was sober.
There was no partying from our side.
Yeah, we rehearsed, we did the thing, and then we played the show. And I think, at the end of my drinking and drugging, I looked so bad, and people were used to me looking like that.
When you were bloated.
Bloated, your liver just stops working, etc.
But there was a period in the Neurotic Outsiders when I see old pictures, you look like an Adonis.
Adonis.
Yeah.
Thank you. But
you had the golden locks and the muscles and the thing.
But we played, so I'd been out of it. We're talking about no internet and no Twitter and there was none of that. And I was just literally doing martial arts, riding mountain bikes, and then reading books at night. I lived like a monk. And we did this rehearsal, and I didn't see anybody. It was probably 2 years sober, I think.
Yeah.
We did our first show, and afterwards, I guess people thought, because it's L.A., they thought I'd gotten like a facelift and anything. He's like, "No, I just got sober."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look good. You still look good.
Thanks.
Yeah, and then we did that residency at the Viper Room every Monday, right?
Yeah.
And it turned into a real scene. Like we'd get various people get up. Iggy got up, Ian Ashbury got up, Billy Idol got up, Chrissy Hine got up. Week after week, it became a whole shindig of a thing. And then Maverick Records signed us for $1 million. $1 million. You wouldn't get $10 now.
Right.
The way the record business is, but that when we did I like that record, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll ever do any shows again?
I'd do it.
Would you be up for it?
Yeah, I'm playing with you, man, anytime.
Yeah. So you just to put it out there again, Duff's got a new solo album, Tenderness, to be released May 31st. Now available for pre-order. Produced by Grammy-winning Shooter Jennings. do you get embarrassed saying that? You feel like
it's just weird, you know what I mean? Like, I did a record I was proud of, we won a Grammy for it, but it's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a thing that's tangible to any degree, and when anybody brings it up, I'm like, it's like saying brown-haired Shooter Jennings, you know what I mean? I don't know.
You got your thing, though?
I haven't got it yet, not yet.
They haven't given you it?
Takes 3 months, yeah. My daughter's begging me to unbox it on her Instagram. She's 11, so she, like, opens toys on her Instagram, and she's like, I want the Grammy. I'm like, okay. They're going to leave it at my door.
That's great, man. I would like a Grammy.
You can have mine.
And the other one, what's the other one? Oscar. No.
A Tony.
No, Oscar, yeah.
You should get an Oscar.
For what?
I don't know. It's all the acting stuff you do. It's just a combined acting
I'll never get one.
career of Steve Jones.
I'll never get
Oscar.
one.
I'll give
Wilde.
you one. I'll give you one.
Is it named after? Is that why it's called the Oscars? Is it named after Oscar Wilde?
What is it?
It reminded the lady who worked at the Academy of her uncle Oscar.
That's it? That's it.
Really?
Okay.
Wizard knows.
All right.
Wizard knows.
New song, Chip Away, is released today. And you're going to do a bunch of shows starting May 30th in Philadelphia. And in LA, a special Grammy Museum performance April 4th. And then the show at the El Rey Theatre June 13th.
Okay. Thank you for that information.
I just, people. I gotta just say it. I want to promote. We're gonna go to the Duke, or we're gonna play some music. We're gonna play the Clash right now, and when we come back, we're gonna do some live performance. Duff McKagan, Shooter Jennings, Jonesy's Jukebox, bada boom, bada bing. Slim Jim, get a Slim Jim! Here we go.
Live Stage. It's Jonesy's Jukebox. 95.5 KLOS.
You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS, and we're about to play live with my man Duff McKagan, Shooter Jennings, and do you have a band name, or is it just you? The Duff McKagan Experience?
No. We'll have to come up with one, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. What song are we going to do first, Duff?
We're going to do the first single, Tenderness. And you're going to play with us, Steve Jones.
Let's go, honey.
Blackened days, we've lost our way. So gather round, these lost and found stormy clouds. A little tenderness is what we need. Oh, tenderness, can't you feel it spread around? A little tenderness, can't you feel us? Oh, tenderness, won't you please come on down? Darkest days, the deals we made on temple grounds, the empty sound. God's not around. A little tenderness is what we need. Oh, tenderness, can't you feel it spread around? A little tenderness, can't you feel us? Oh, tenderness, won't you please come on down? There's better days. We gotta stay and gather round. Get off the ground and say out loud, talking heads, I'm making dollars. It's like doing crack day after day, dropping taxes on business ballers. Either way, this time they say, gotta rise up, gotta keep on fighting. You know we've seen this all before. This too shall stop if we keep our heads on. It'll work this time, they say. Chip away, I'm withdrawing. Chip away, gonna pay for something new. Chip away, can you hear me calling? Get away till this is true. Oh, history has had some great men, some badass motherfuckers who have been to this. FDR would laugh, Martin Luther would holler. Oh, they put an end to this. Chip away, I'm withdrawing. Chip away, gonna pray for something new. Chip away, can you hear me coming? Get away till this is through. Come on, guitar. Nowadays, earth is flat, or so they say. Living beings came to be all of a sudden one day. And the right is right, the rest is wrong. I'll scratch on that and keep moving on. This a pass, this time, just wait. Go, chip away, I'm withdrawing. Chip away, gonna pray for something new. Chip away, can you hear me calling? Can I wait till this is through? Chip away, I'm withdrawing. Chip away, gonna pray for something new. Chip away, can you hear me calling? Can I wait till this is through? Some are gone, brothers, sisters, and moms. Someone you love, he had enough. He went back to drugs. I guess he had enough. Feel when the lights go down. You are still here, all you hold dear remains. I feel when the lights go down. You are still here, all you hold dear remains. Hard knocks, bad luck. You've been knocked down. You get back up. Rise up, shine on. You keep on fighting, the war is almost done. But then I hear you go. When the lights go down, you are still here, all you hold dear remains. I feel when the lights go down, you are still here, all you hold dear remains. Star never fades. Your star never fades. All that remains is the love in my hands. Feel when the lights go down. You are still here, all I hold dear remains. I feel that first picture frame. My heart remains from that first day the same. I feel when the lights go down. You are still here, all you hold dear remains. I feel when the lights go down. You are still here, all you hold dear remains.
Well, thanks for coming by. That was fantastic, playing with my mate. And thanks for coming, Duff.
Thanks for having us, Steve.
That was brilliant.
Thanks you guys too.
And you lot. Give yourself a hand. Give yourself a Slim Jim. Mr. Shovel's got some info.
Yeah, we have some sponsors to thank. We want to thank Ike's Love and Sandwiches for the lunch. Was it good? Left Coast Brewing and Hint Water for the beverages. And Subaru for sponsoring the KLOS Subaru Live Stage. Also, of course, Duff McKagan Shooter Jennings in the band. Yeah! Duff's solo album, Tenderness, comes out May 31st.
We'll be back in a minute.